Hello and welcome to this week's top 10 trending skincare poll. This week's category is drugstore products, pharmacy products, chemist products, depending on where you live. And I was actually super thrilled with the results of this list. I think they're some of the best products you can find in drugstores, pharmacies. And there's really not much for me to add. They're just really high quality brands, high quality products. So I can definitely see why people love them. So I won't chat too long. Just as a reminder, the results come from my Instagram page where I run a public vote. And usually like hundreds of people participate, so it's a fairly large poll. So don't forget to follow me there at Sam by the Counter. Otherwise, I'll get straight into the list from number 10 all the way to number 1. Oh, and please do let me know in the comments if you have a favorite product. I always love to hear why people love something. Or if you've had a bad experience with something, also love to hear that. So let's get into the top 10. Number 10 is the Biafine Emulsion Cream. Now I actually spoke about this fairly recently in a dedicated French pharmacy video, which I'll try to remember to link down below. Basically, this is a skin protectant cream and it now has a little bit of a cult following online. The texture to me is quite light, so it's much lighter than most skin protectants, which tend to have more of an ointment or rich skin feel. So it's unique in that sense because not many products that are skin protectants have a texture like this. Probably one of the main downsides to mention is that it's very affordable to buy in France, but if you're buying from a reseller online, the markup tends to be huge. So sometimes you'll see it for $30, $40 and it's just definitely not worth that amount of money. But if you can pick it up for the few dollars it actually retails for, then I think it's a great product to explore. And it's especially known to target burns, so it would be that kind of first aid kit product. Moving on to number 9 is the Embryollise Lait Crème. And this is another product that I covered in that French pharmacy video, another cult favorite. There were a few French pharmacy products that I thought were a bit overrated, but this product is very well worth the hype. I would say it's probably the best, drugstore pharmacy moisturizer I've ever used, or at least one that is available easily in retail. So if you haven't tried this, I think it's definitely worth exploring. And I guess its reputation came from the makeup artist world. So by that standard, you kind of automatically know that it will work well during the day under makeup, that sort of thing. And I've personally not had any issues layering it with mineral sunscreen, for example. Number 8 is the Avene Soothing Recovery Cream, or I think it's the Tolerance Control Soothing Recovery Cream. Now this one I don't think I've personally tried, so I don't really have anything to add. But of course, Avene is very well known as a great brand to use if you have easily sensitized skin. Number 8 is the Roche-Posay Mela B3 Serum. And this is their improved version of their dark spot serum. They used to have one not long ago that was a niacinamide serum as well, that I absolutely hated. It was filled with almost mermaid style pigments in there, so it had such an obvious metallic glittery look to the skin. I thought it was actually terrible. So they discontinued it very quickly after launch, so I don't think it did very well for them, because otherwise why would they reformulate? So I'm very happy to see this update. I actually haven't tried the new version of the serum, but just reading it, I think you can tell that it's not going to be such a terrible product that the original was. So yeah, if you've tried it, let me know. Number 7 is Vaseline, and kind of the holy grail of skincare. So really, if you have any type of skin condition where your skin can't tolerate anything, Vaseline is probably the one thing that will be fine. It's just such an inert skin protectant that it is the most universally applicable product around. I love Vaseline. I have it in a stick format. I have the little minis as lip products, the regular Vaseline in a jar. It's just that good to have product, because there are some days where I can't be bothered doing much with my skin, or if I've tested a few too many products that I need to reset, then I'll always reach for Vaseline, just because I know it's not going to cause an interference with anything. Having said that, the texture is a bit of an acquired taste, because it does have that kind of petrolatum, ointment feel that is maybe not the most pleasant to use, or at least I don't like to use it regularly. That's actually why I tend to prefer using Build Skincare Bee Balm, because it's more of a gelled squalane oil that just, sits nicer on my skin. But absolutely no shade towards Vaseline. It is, the MVP for a reason. Number 6 is the Vanicream Gentle Facial Cleanser. This is another one I haven't tried. From what I understand, Vanicream is quite popular in the US. I'm not sure that it's available internationally, or at least I haven't really seen it pop up very much. One of my favorite dermatologists, Dr. Mark Strom on Instagram, raves about Vanicream, so if he has given it his tick of approval, then I imagine it's a great brand, but I'll need to try it myself one day. Number 5 is Differin Acne Treatment Gel, which is essentially adapalene. So it's super cool that adapalene through Differin is now available over the counter in a few different countries. I guess the US has had an OTC for a while. More recently, it's become OTC in Australia, so that's super exciting. You know, with Differin, with adapalene available, and if you're struggling with acne, there's just absolutely no reason to use any other retinoid. So this should be the gold standard. It should be the go-to and just the automatic suggestion for everybody to use and try. It was actually a drug product for so long, so having it available OTC is a blessing in the marketplace, really. I've always personally used tretinoin just because it sort of has most of the benefits of adapalene, but maybe a little bit more of like historic use for anti-aging as well. But because Tret is so annoying to get, it just makes sense that adapalene would then be the secondary go-to. Number 4 is the Aquaphor Healing Ointment. And again, this is very similar to Vaseline in that it's such a well-tolerated product. It does have a little bit more going on in terms of its formulation. So potentially if you have super stressed skin, then Vaseline would still be a better choice. But I actually prefer using Aquaphor because it's emollient nature. It just feels like it's maybe like, I don't know, I hate to use the word like feeding my skin, but it just, I can notice the nourishment from Aquaphor more so than I get from Vaseline. Plus, it's rumored that Beyonce is a big Aquaphor fan, and really that's all I need to know. Queen Bee approves, Sam approves. Number 3 is the Bioderma Soothing Micellar Water. I actually think Bioderma Sensibio collection or line overall is really well done, so it would be one of my favorite collections out of Drugstore Pharmacy. I'm a big fan of the toner in this line as well. Because I don't wear makeup, I don't really use micellar water as makeup removal, but I love them as like a refreshing toner. But just based on the reputation of this product on social media, it is clearly one of the most beloved micellar waters across the board from all brands. Number 2 is the Avene Cicalfate, or Cicalfate Plus now. I think it was reformulated a few years ago. And I actually haven't used this in a while because from memory, the Cicalfate was a little bit of a richer texture. So I probably do need to pick it up again because my skin, as I've gotten a bit older, is probably able to tolerate heavier creams a little bit better than it used to. So I will have to try it again and update you, but otherwise let me know if you love it, especially versus Cicaplast, which leading into number 1 is the La Roche-Posay Cicaplast Plus, or Cicaplast Baume B5 Plus, whatever they want to call it. I used to have the original Cicaplast in rotation because it had a kind of thick pasty formula, although that one used to clog my pores very easily, so I'd only use it in true like emergency SOS situations. After it was reformulated and the texture got a bit lighter, I think I must have tried like a sample of it because I just remember it feeling a lot thinner and not as like heavy on the skin, but I haven't used like a full-size bottle of it since it was reformulated. So again, this is another one that I'd need to investigate more closely, but I'd be especially curious to know if you've tried both the current version of Cicaplast and the current version of Cicalfate, which one you prefer, which one you like better, because I feel like Avene versus La Roche-Posay is like a battle of the ages, but yeah. Anyway, that wraps up this top 10 trending list. There were actually 11 products because of a tied vote in there. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.